What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of A B&C Convo with me. My name is Britt, and my right-hand man, Cognac. It is February, Black History Month. It is our month, even though, it's every day is Black History Month in our household, but still, this is the time that the world wants to give, Black people their kudos and their praise, so we're two Black people on this podcast. I'm thankful. How's your month going so far, even though we're only like 4 days in?
It's going great. Very, very eventful, I shall say. Try to create everyday Black history magic for the everyday people.
Absolutely. So we got a lot of stuff to cover today. A lot. Because there's a lot going on. It's so much. I feel like my phone's been buzzing all day. But before we get into today's conversation, shout out to our sponsor, Brit Sports Gyms, a company dedicated to building athletes, brands, creating powerful athlete-driven content, and helping athletes build a legacy beyond the game. So let's just get into it. Let's start with our opening huddle. We're going to keep it light starting off. Bryce James, LeBron James' son, is officially redshirting his freshman year. I feel like we've already known that. We've already known it's going to happen, but it's official that he is redshirting, which means that he will get, I think another 4 years of eligibility if he wants to stay the entire time. And it makes sense. They already got a stacked starting five, honestly, and then they have two powerhouse freshmen. It's Braden Burries, averaging 15 points per game, and then Koa Pete, averaging 14 points per game. So I think this is good for them. Number one team in the country. Take a year to learn, condition, and get yourself together.
I like it because it carves a different path than Bronny. So many people are going to they're going to look at it like, oh, he's not doing what Bronny does, or they're just gonna try to compare him to Bronny. He's doing what's best for him. Bronny took one path, and I'm glad he's taking this path.
Me too. And taking a different legacy than your father. I feel like it's slowly progressing. Like, LeBron went right out of high school. Bronny did a year. Bryce, we'll see how far he goes. It's going to be at least, I feel like, 2. I feel like Bryce is a little different, but, we'll see. Kudos to him, though.
He's a physical specimen that he is. So when his game matures to his body, in that freshman year, do that. That red shirt year, do that. Or should I say that red shirt year, do that. And he catches up to him, and he come from basketball greatness, so it'll be good. This is a great path for him.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that guy, Koa Pete. The way he did my Gators in game 1, he made me a fan. He made me a fan.
Yeah, he's good. That whole team is good, honestly. Like, you can't really go wrong with anybody.
Team stack. Definitely.
All right, let's get into our next topic for our opening huddle. We got some crazy bet props on a lot of the sports books. We got Gatorade color. We got what song, Bad Bunny. Like, what have you been seeing that's just absolutely crazy?
Man, the Gatorade thing got me. What color is the Gatorade shower?
What are the options?
Let's see here. What are the exact options for the Gatorade shower? I mean, of course, the regular yellow. That's always. That was the original. That was the original. You have orange. Purple, clear water.
Clear water?
No Gatorade shower. Some got no, and red and pink. Guess what leads the pack?
Yellow.
Orange
Blue.
plus 257.
I can't believe blue's not an option. People don't drink blue Gatorade?
Underdog's not letting that become an option.
Orange is crazy. I don't think I like orange.
You might as well go and eliminate blue. I mean, I figure blue would be an option too. I mean, both teams incorporate some sort of blue in their color scheme.
That is true. Hmm.
You would figure it'd be blue, but the clear in the water one gets me too. I'm it's the Gatorade shower.
Right.
Well, there is a clear Gatorade, but you're saying water. Like you gotta slash this water, so it's just weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Then they got the length of the national anthem. I mean, you would have to. I guess you need to go ahead and Google who's fin to
Sing.
do the national anthem.
Do we know that already?
We definitely finna find out.
Because that determines my answer. Who is singing?
Singer and songwriter producer Charlie Puth is set to perform the national anthem at Super Bowl 60.
Oh, okay. That's going to be regular a minute the time.
I am not familiar with his vocals.
Um, have you seen any of Fast and Furious?
I have.
You know when Brian died?
Yes.
And that the movie that they had to like do a green screen where he like drove off into like wherever. There was a
Hmm.
song playing. It's like it's been a long
Also,
day.
that's him.
Yeah, with Wiz Khalifa.
Okay, okay. It might be regular. So, but then you would have to know what's the regular. How long does it
That is true.
like regularly takes to sing the national anthem?
That is true because I don't feel like anybody's just drug it out like that. To be honest.
I mean, unless you had one of those backwood soul singing churchgoers, that would definitely drag it out.
You would with all them runs.
And the hum of the brand.
Uh-huh. Keep it going. Yep.
Yeah, man, they'll take it to Jesus. Come on.
That's funny. Wow. What
Like
else do
it's
they
all
have on
kind of
there?
stuff. They got. I didn't know Bad Bunny had like a 25. I didn't know he had 25 songs in his catalog. That's a bet.
He has
Well,
a
a
lot.
prediction. They don't call it a bet. You know, certain ways to finagle around certain laws. You don't call it a bet. You would have to call it a prediction. It's a prediction market. So you would have they have it to where you can predict what song he's going to come out with first. Is he going to bring out a featured artist? And right now, Cardi B's in the lead. I think she's like a negative 120. That
Yeah,
must be
that
a
song.
fast fix. Let's see.
I like it. That's what the song's called. So why not?
I mean,
She's
Stefan
going to be there.
Diggs is going to be there. Why she wouldn't be there?
Come on now. This is all politics.
Sometimes, hey, I be telling people. Sometimes when it comes to betting, it's not about. Sometimes it's not just the actual stuff that takes place on the field, the court, or the field of the situation of play. A lot of it's politics. What people want to see, or where the money's leaning to.
Hmm.
We can't pay out all you guys.
Right. Exactly.
How long would the halftime show last? Somebody at least 10 minutes. I mean that's simple.
Right. How long does it normally last? I thought it was at least 20.
They got it. They got it all the way up to. They say they said at least 15 minutes. Wow, it lasts that long. But sometimes I used to feel like the Super Bowl, the halftime show be. I go to the bathroom, fix me another plate of food, come back, and they still going. I give it a good 30. I ain't know it was 15. I guess in that time, eternity is forever. Then you know
Hmm.
certain ones like I can still remember the what they call it, Nipplegate. That was my favorite one. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. Man, time froze as a little boy for me.
Man, and they tried to say that that wasn't um, staged.
Man, you got two great performers up there. You could have fooled me.
Come on now. It's Miss Jackson if you nasty. Let's really think about this right now. She had a very particular nipple ring. It wasn't just the bar. It was like the circle with the spikes on it. Like you had to put some thought into that ring. You don't just put it
they
on. If
They
you want,
put some
unless you
thought
want to
into
see it.
that. That was like in the day. That was in the era of the early Texas two-way. Hey, wardrobe malfunction uploading. I got you.
That was great.
But like I say, different apps got different outlandish bets. So for you people that don't bet on sports, you just you follow culture. This would be a great opportunity to make you some money
Why not? It's once a year.
once
Join
a
in
year.
on the fun.
You only come this way one time. Is what my grandma told me.
Live a
You get
little.
no sequel.
Alrighty, so let's go into our next segment called Five Things You Should Know. So these are 5 topics that are trending right now in sports that's happened kind of within the last week or so. Let's get into the first topic because this one's heavy. The recent NBA trades. And I'm going to start with this one because last season I was one of the ones talking about how terrible this trade was with Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic. So we're going to start there. Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell are going to the Wizards in a trade to get Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley, and Malachi Branham. And you know what? The Dallas Mavericks may be good now because they got rid of that dead weight. It wasn't just Anthony Davis's fault. Jaden Hardy was just wasn't it. D'Angelo Russell. I don't even think Jason Kidd liked him, so time to go. Now that the dead weight is gone, now we can flourish. I feel like anybody that gets sent to the Wizards, even though Trae Young going there is a little confusing, I feel like they send you there to end your career because it's no longer Detroit. Detroit's up. Wizards are still down below.
Yeah, Wizards right now is pretty much NBA purgatory. The Wizards pretty much right now is NBA purgatory, and I don't know. I kind of feel like they should just hire me on some of their decision making because they going to get why. I understand the move for picks and possibly great players, but you kind of see what's going on. You ain't got Trae Young injured, Anthony Davis injured. Great players when healthy, but
Yeah.
given their career, why are you going to get these players? Some of it's probably due to salary caps, maybe possible trade bait for other things and later on down the line. Just why though? I mean, I know y'all season's dead, but or unalive as they say. Y'all season is unalive, so I know that, but it leads me to think: what are your plans in the off season? I hope you don't plan on extending down one of these guys. I pray you don't, because of why? And the draft picks that you are stockpiling, I just hope you do the right thing by them.
It's hard for me to believe that it was solely like that they used Nico Harrison as like the fall boy for this trade. Because if that was the case, why hasn't he been hired anywhere? Are y'all going to pay him for the rest of his life? Because I highly doubt anybody is going to hire him as a GM, as a manager, as anything, honestly. So was that a lifetime deal he had to sign to take the fall? Or was it really just his decision? And I'm starting to think it was his decision because they got rid of 80. Quick. I think they wanted to get rid of him when they realized it wasn't a good idea.
I don't believe it was just his decision, because once Mark Cuban was one of those type of owners that was just I'm at the forefront of it all. There was no way that trade happens with Mark Cuban.
He wasn't working for the Mavericks.
Exactly. So management, ownership, y'all just sat back and let him do that. Something had to come across y'all desk and say, "Are you?" There had to be a few "Are you sure" is going on right there. There had to be a few people like, "Where's the board of directors?" There had to be a few of them saying, "All right, all in favor? All in fact, why y'all not wanting this to happen? Why do y'all want this to happen? I don't. If that solely was his decision, I still believe other pieces of management was around to say that this should not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm quite sure they gave him the alternative, and you just really got into the role. So I'm quite sure they came to you with an alternative, saying if this does not work out, this is what's going to happen to you, because it
Right.
happened to you right after it didn't work out.
Right.
I don't think you would have banked your whole. I think you might have just been like, okay, well, let me talk to Luka. Let's lose some weight, buddy. Like you would have talked to him. I don't think you would have just wait. Y'all not finna execute this trade without there being consequences that he knows of. Like y'all just going, hey man, this don't work out. It's okay, buddy. No, if this don't work out, man, you fired because this is the best thing the Dallas franchise has had since Dirt and Whiskey. They're great at drafting international stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the staple of the Dallas Mavericks. I It could have been solely his decision. I just don't see it, and I really feel like he was kind of the scapegoat.
Yeah. It, I only say that because when I watched Hard Knocks when Saquon was still with the Giants and it was his contract was up and the GM was like, we're gonna let him explore other teams. And the owner was like, if you let Saquon go, this is what's gonna happen and we're gonna be screwed. And that's exactly what happened.
We need some behind the scenes footage
We
of
need
that day. We
footage.
need some behind the NBA. We
We,
need some behind the scenes footage. Dallas
we
Mavericks.
do.
Dallas Mavericks. We want to know what happened on that day. We want to be the fly on the wall that day
We do. We need a
because the
30 for
public
30.
got questions.
We need a 30 for 30 because what? And the crazy thing is that trade
30
came out
for
of
30 is
nowhere.
wild.
The trade came out of nowhere. So it's like it shook the world. It's still shaking the world because of this trade right now. Now it's being brought back into relevancy.
Yeah, because I mean Dallas they're starting to recover. They're starting to recover. They got the picks. You got a few veteran pieces in Middleton, Marvin Bagley. You kind of making up for your big man being injured, and AD, Lively. You're kind of reshaping the team. You're kind of
Yeah.
reshaping the team, but
Mm-hmm.
the trade last year is what affects the trade this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, as my partner said, we want a 30 for 30 Dallas Mavericks.
Please. All right, next on our list, Memphis traded Jaren Jackson to the Jazz.
That was a
And
surprise.
that is a surprise, but who also is joining the Jazz is Lonzo Ball.
Really?
Yes, he's traded from Cleveland to Utah.
I figured Cleveland will move him. Right after they got James Harden.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
I mean, that makes sense. Because Lonzo and Darius Garland played that playmaker role. D-Mitch, he held the ball, but they were more of the playmaker role, the setup artist. But once you got James Harden, bye-bye to both of y'all.
Right. And since you brought it up, I think Darius Garland being sent to LA really hurt me because that is one of y'all's players, right? He is number 2 or number 3, you know. And I just feel like that pick was just a slap in the face. Like, he's actually really good. What are we talking about?
I'm not impressed by it. I'm not impressed. Like, I say this. On a team with Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and the Fro, there is more you could have done. Like your game just didn't stand out. Evan Mobley, if you pay attention to Evan Mobley's game, Evan Mobley becomes a facilitator when need to be. He's a defensive presence and can take over the game as a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Fro has a 40-point game in him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not consistently, though, but he has it in him, though.
Garland, between the injuries and the inconsistent play, I might as well go get James Harden. Maximize whatever year or two he has left. because apparently this core nucleus that we have last year when Jason Tatum got hurt, that was y'all chance. Y'all was supposed to take it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who
Yeah.
defeated y'all? Was it the Pacers?
Yeah, it was the Pacers.
You let Tyrese Halliburton, no knock on Tyrese Halliburton, but that team was not y'all. Pascal is nice. Halliburton is nice. But compared to what y'all had, D. Mitch, you, Garland, y'all had DeAndre Hunter,
DeAndre Hunter.
DeFro, Evan Mobley. Mitch is one of the best offensive threats there is. Garland and Mobley are both a top 5 pick. We need to re-break this down and reconstruct because something's not right.
Where did DeAndre Hunter go?
Sacramento, I believe. That's right, because they went and got Keon Ellis. And they got Dennis Schroeder. So Lonzo time was definitely limited.
But with DeAndre Hunter leaving too, it's like that's another person that is not a scrub. You know what I mean? So to ship him off, I was like, I'm like, you shipped him off, then Darius Garland for Harden. I get it. That's a great pickup. But, you know, Harden says that Cleveland gives him the best chance to win now. Is it because they're in the East?
I figure you're picking on the East and the East because you got Shea out west, you got Wemby out west, you got Jokic out west.
The West is tough.
The West tough, but the East ain't no slouch neither.
They're not, but I feel
Cunningham and Detroit bringing back old school basketball. They're winning by defense. Jaylen Brown is holding the Celtics down. Who would have thought the Boston Celtics been in the position they are with Jaylen Brown being an MVP candidate?
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks, I want to see more from them, but you can't take them out of contention. And Embiid is talking less and playing more. So the 76ers is another squad that you just can't. I agree with him. The East might be a little more pick-onable, if that's the word, phrase.
Mm-hmm.
But you finna have to keep up with some nice young energetic guards out there between Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, and what's your guy name? Jalen Brunson and Kane Cunningham. You finna have to keep up with them guys.
Yeah,
and you ain't never been no great defender.
That's true, but I just feel like the guys over there in the West is different. No, OKC alone, and San Antonio Spurs. That is, and then the Denver Nuggets. Then you got Houston. Like just those teams alone. Then we're getting into the Lakers. They're not really competition.
I want him to go back to Houston one good time.
I really thought he was
going back. The way that Houston team is constructed, I think him and KD would have been okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what happened in Brooklyn was the Kyrie effect. Maybe he would have been okay with just him and KD, Şengün, Amin Thompson. But yeah, that little nucleus of players might have been okay. But he kind of right. In the East, he does have a legit shot. It's just I'm worried about him defensively because, again, those are some nice... When you talk about the top teams in the West, you're thinking more big men. You're thinking more of Wemby. You're thinking more of Jokic. You got Shea. But then after that, you got KD. Who else is the top team in the West?
You got what would you consider Şengün?
Yeah, Şengün. But you see where I'm going? It's a lot of bigs. It's more big-oriented. Like, you have some great bigs. But when you talk about the East, you talking about Maxey. You talking about Cade. You talking about Brunson. If you get Boston, Derrick White is a great defender. Plus an energetic player you got to chase around all game.
I'm just not too sold on the 76ers right now, only because, yeah, you got these pieces, but these pieces aren't consistent every night. And to be blown out by who did they get blown out by? Was it the Hornets? I mean, it's not like the Hornets are scrubs.
Yeah, that was
but it's like seeing that. And then you're dealing with Paul George and Jared McCain is gone. It's like now you're really rebuilding off of 3 people.
True. Speaking of the Hornets, they trying to come for something.
They are.
They've been on a win streak. They are finally fully healthy. They're getting rid of any piece that looks funny.
Yep, they're adding Kobe White and Mike Conley.
And they got rid of Colin Sexton, turnover machine.
Yes, they got rid of Colin Sexton. And, well, no, that's the Hornets. Yeah, Colin Sexton. Just, it's good.
It's great. And like I said, they're fully healthy. Grant Williams is finally back. Colt Brenner's in the lineup more. Deal Boots is healthy. He plays hard. LaMelo is actually playing. Like, he's showing who he is. Brandon Miller, he's healthy. And Constantinople held him down the whole way. Miles Bridges, balling. They that playing spot. Atlanta starting to slip. Miami might want to tighten up.
Speaking of Miami, that's where they saying Giannis should go.
That or Minnesota. A lot of people want them to try Minnesota as well.
The only thing is, you got Miami in the East. Would that be better for Giannis? Or in the West, where it's heavy on the big man?
Giannis might want to stick to the East when he can dominate. Because when you think about the East, what big man you have? Durant's nice, but he's not a. He's an all-star. Don't get me wrong. He's just not a high-scoring presence. Cade makes that. Cade is the engine of that team. So, but his rebounding, defense, and everything else, so spectacular. Cat is iffy. Cat come to play every now and then. Like Cat will give you 15 and 15, 20 and 15 in the next game, 8 and 6. It's sad, but that's him. So when you talk about Bam Adebayo, Bam it's been shown. Bam's not. He's a great player. Just there's nothing at this point in your career. There's nothing wowish about your game. You've been to the finals twice and got showed up by both AD and Jokic. Things like that kind of, you look at, not really look at a player different. It just hurts your resume. So, Bam, not so much. Boston got Nikola Vucevic, but he's an offensive dynamo. Defensive got concrete feet, but hey, we'll see what happens. But the big selection is kind of, you got Mobley and the Fro, but they kind of complement each other. It's not like I ain't gonna say they're not complete bigs, but their game complements each other. They make a good down low force together. We don't know how it can look separate. So when you talk about just a solid big, Giannis is the premier big in the East. He might want to start.
Now, hypothetical question. Now, if he went to the Knicks, do you think the Knicks would trade away Carl?
I would personally, but would they trade? I don't know, because Brunson's ability to penetrate and Cat can shoot outside is very key to, it's synonymous. Giannis don't have that outside to it, so it would clog the paint for Brunson's game, and Brunson is the money man over there. So I don't think they'll make that trade, because again, like if you pay, like Mikal Bridges shoots outside, OG Anunoby outside. Every now and then they'll run Mitchell Robinson. He gets so much time. He's not a 30-minute a game guy. That game is pretty much predicated on pretty much all three of them. Mikal Bridges, Mikal Bridges, Cat, Jalen Brunson, and OG, the ability to get to the paint, and once the defense collapses, it's the kick out. When you got players like Miles McBride come off the bench who can shoot, it's like a drive and penetrate game. So Giannis would kind of hinder that in a sense. There's no outside scoring from him. Like, I mean, he got a little jumper here, post move here, but he's actually shooting pretty decent from the three this year, from what I'm understanding. But consistently like Cat, I doubt it. I wouldn't put that on his shoulders.
He would have to completely change his game, I feel like.
Right, just go be. When you get Giannis, you want Giannis to go just be Giannis. Go dunk something. Go dominate the paint. Go play bully ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the Bulls are getting, some good pieces. They're getting Jaden Ivey. And what's crazy, Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley to the Bulls, but then they sent Kobe White and Mike Conley to the Hornets. So he got traded twice?
Yes.
Interesting. Bless his heart.
Then
But
I mean, you just picked up Anthony Simons,
it's true.
and Anthony Simons is easily Anthony Simons is a great six man. So Kobe White, you go. You got Desumu in the room. You got I think you got Trey Jones, who's a nice guard. You got a nice guard room. It was getting too crowded. Somebody had to go.
Somebody had to go.
Kobe White to the Hornets is actually good. He'll come off the bench in a spark. And if LaMelo's gone, I like him because he's not that turnover guy like that Sexton is. Sexton sometimes he's got a good game. It's just you get too out of control. This group I'm in, we love to take him on turnovers. Like that's a stat we would 1.5 turnovers for Colin Sexton. You better believe it. Put it in there.
That is crazy.
Now sometimes it can jump to 2.5. It's jump to 2.5, 3.5. We not taking it, but it's been that high before. He's got that kind of game. It's all gas and no brakes.
That's awful. That's terrible.
And when he's going now, he's scoring. Like he's scoring, but give me Kobe White.
Right, it ain't enough. I think one trade, it hasn't happened yet, but there's been speculations that it would happen. That would just, I feel like it would kind of break the internet if the Golden State Warriors traded Draymond Green. And I only say that because like he's just like like how if Steph Curry was traded from the Warriors, I feel like that's kind of the same as Draymond because he's just been a key factor for so long. He's played 13 seasons, and it's like if that happened, that'd be like, I feel like that would top a lot of things.
If the
Because it's like, wow.
Warriors trade Draymond, our hope is in pursuit of Giannis.
Of Giannis, yeah.
Nah, Giannis and Golden. If Giannis goes out west, Golden State is the perfect team for him because he can shoot all. Light skin guy 30 can shoot all day, and you just be down there grabbing boards until he make them. Or if he don't make them, I mean, because you're gonna have to pick your poison. You either finna trap him off the screen or you finna trap him down low. Which one you finna do? But you can't do both.
Yeah.
I actually would like. I'm not a fan of Golden State. I don't know if I would. I just for a basketball fit, I would love for him to go there. Just to see basketball, like good basketball, because you have a premier outside threat, you have a premier paint threat, and he don't give the playmaking that Draymond gives, but he'll have some playmaking opportunities because of the fact he's going to command too. Now Curry just have to figure out who's going to be the other three shooters on the court with them two.
It would have to be Draymond Green and somebody else. Like, who you think?
Trade.
Yeah, Kuminga? Who you think?
Draymond and Kuminga would be, if they have any kind of picks, possibly. Draymond, Kuminga, some picks, and some under the table cash considerations.
Yeah. This
We
is
finna
getting out
write
of
y'all a
hand.
check.
This is getting out of hand. Trade deadline is Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope we get some more
Tomorrow we
news
gonna
soon.
do a lot of stuff.
All right, let's get into our next topic. Let's get into the BS at the Into It Dome in LA. So starting off, December 3rd, 2025, Chris Paul was released following a disappointing start, 5-16, right? Start of the season just wasn't good. So they decided on a road trip to send him home. Since then, he has been out until recently. He has been traded to the Raptors, but he's expected not to play because he will either be traded again or just waived. regardless, this is it. He's announcing his retirement. Like, what are we doing?
This is
Anyway,
this is how you wasted your farewell. Well, I ain't gonna say how you. This is how you and the NBA have come to decide your farewell tour.
isn't that sad?
It is.
If you really think about it, putting it like how you just said, damn. Like,
Yeah, this is how you
wow.
and the pretty much how you and the NBA decided this was going to go. Because you could have been. I got a feeling if you. I understand you wanted to be with the Clippers, but the way the Clippers performed after you were cut or sent home, I'm starting to. At first, I was like, "You don't do the vet Chris Paul like that. You don't do him like that." Then as time went on, it's like, "Oh, CP3, was you really?" I feel like he should. If it's your farewell tour, if the team is not performing or doing what you supposed to see fit, man, it's your farewell tour. You're not going to be here next year. And
That's true.
if you're that invested, be a coach, man. Coach kids, do something. I understand that you're invested, but coach, because you're obviously not in it for the money no more. You like the game,
Right.
but they performed pretty well after you were gone. So it leads me to think you was doing some of the stuff they said you was doing.
Right. And then let's get into that. They are currently ninth in the West. They're changed tremendously. But then that just let me actually not jump too far. So late 2025, I think, is either before or after the Chris Paul thing. Kawhi Leonard is the center of an NBA investigation regarding salary cap circumvention. The reports are suggesting that he received a $28 million no-show endorsement deal from a company called Aspiration, which is tied to the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer. So the situation remains under review for violating salary cap. So I'm just a little confused as to what the heck is going on, because you're ninth in the West. Things are going very well for you guys. Harden, why do you want to leave? Like, I'm
Well,
I'm really trying to understand, like, is there something going on that you see is going to happen and you're trying to just go before you're caught in the fire? Like, what's going on? What's really going on behind the scenes? Because
that's a
he
possibility.
he made it. He made a statement. He said he didn't really want to get out of LA. So,
I say it's a possibility, but I also think he knows Kawhi's having a great season in limited time.
and why is that?
Kawhi, the talent of Kawhi's never been in question. It's just will he play? Like it's not. It's just availability. It's not ability. It's availability. Kawhi, when he plays, man, he does some amazing stuff out there. He blocks balls with one finger. He dunks on people. He shoots. He's had a great mid range game. A1 defender. Kawhi does a lot. And I feel like maybe Harden is tired. He's tired of his game. It's about 30 minutes before game. Bro, you gonna play, man? Bro, you gonna play? Cause Kawhi seems they this is how they got him painted out to be. I'm not there holding the light, but this is how they got him painted out to be.
I
Are
mean,
you gonna play, dude? Maybe he's
right.
tired of that. Maybe he does know something that's finna go on. Or maybe he realized that roster is kind of old. And his window is really, really closing. Because
It
what if he
really
does want
is.
to play next year? Kawhi just one of them players. With all this speculation going, will Kawhi even be there next year? Will the NBA impose some kind of sanction on him? Then you're stuck by yourself again.
Yeah.
Trying to hold it down again at like 37.
I feel like this isn't the last time we're going to hear something from the Clippers.
Nah, with all this gambling and stuff getting going on and just money being moved in a lot of places, Nah, they finna overturn every rock.
It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. All right, let's get into our next topic: all-star selections and snubs. So the format is a little different. We got 3 teams: USA Stars, USA Stripes, and World. So I'm gonna list all the players from the USA Stars. We got Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. Now for the U.S. Stripes team, we got Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, and Norman Powell. From the World team, we got Giannis. We got Denny Avdija. How you say his name?
I've heard people say Avaja. I was gonna say Avija.
Denny Avdija. Luka Doncic. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Pascal Siakam, Carl, and Victor Wembanyama. How do you feel about this list?
It's some guys I feel shouldn't belong.
Let's talk about it. How many?
I'm not a high fan of Chet Holmgren. I'm not a high fan of the Norman Powell selection. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know if I'm a fan of this cat selection. I mean, he lead the league in rebounding, but I mean, still, sometimes he don't play like an all-star. Like, a lot of these guys show up every night. Every night they possibly can. They might have one off night. Cat's had a few. Then Norman Powell, Miami Heat's hanging on by a thread, and you really ain't even like, he can score, but what else do you do?
Right.
You got Bam Adebayo over there. I mean, Wiggins kind of got more of a plus minus more than him in a sense. Like when you talk about your impact on the team, you can score, but I just don't see nothing else. And then Chet, I mean, Shea don't even play fourth quarters. Y'all team in the whole essence is beating on people. So he's good. Just Shea go ahead and score 30 before the fourth quarter. Shea does the heavy work. So then you come in, you might play a little bit in the floor, grab some rebounds, stat pad a little bit, then you get out. I don't attribute Hartenstein when he's healthy. He's a great big that does a lot. Jalen Williams when he's back, he does a lot. Some games you have the other wings like Caruso, Isaiah Joe. When you see, I feel like y'all could have put in a Michael Porter Jr. Somebody who's doing all-star. Sucky team, but all-star. Like, he's balling. What's your outtake on this?
I would switch out Scotty Barnes for Brandon Ingram. I'm not really too much of a fan of the Scotty Barnes pick personally, but that's just me. I'm not too much of a Chet person, so I agree with you on that one. Norman Powell, I don't think he should be in there, honestly. And anyone else, I feel like it's a good mix. I'm actually really happy Jalen Johnson made the team.
Yeah,
actually really happy.
He's holding Atlanta down. That's why they traded Trey. They got a new face.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of salary cap, but yeah, that's why they traded Trey.
A lot of people are saying that what's his name? He plays for the Phoenix Suns. He's a villain. Dylan Brooks. People are saying Dylan Brooks has been having a better game than Devin Booker.
who was it? Was it Lou Williams? One of these guys said, I mean not John, but one of these guys said Dylan Brooks. Every team he's been on has won. He when he left Memphis, he took winning with him. I kind of see the what's the word I'm looking for? The correlation. Because when he does go places, he do win. We go to Houston, win. Phoenix, you kind of wrote Phoenix off, and it's like you to give them a play, and they fighting hard.
They are, honestly. And
And
Jalen
Booker
Green
been
was
in and
back.
out the lineup. It's been him, and
Yep.
it's the grit, an attitude, a toughness, and a mentality, an identity. We gonna fight.
Yep.
It's like Draymond, like the Draymond effect. When you have players, I can play freely because I know somebody's out there gonna speak up for us.
Mm-hmm.
The All Star game should be about personality too. And that's great. I really feel like that. The All Star game should be about personality because there's some guys out there that does stuff beyond the box score.
Right. And sometimes these players, like the issue last year, they weren't even playing hard. And I get some people say they don't want to play hard because they're trying to, win championships and all that, but it made it boring. So now this new format, they're trying to make it more fun.
No
But at least
defense.
come
That's
out,
just like
like you said, personalities. I would rather personality come out there and make it entertaining than y'all just doing whatever you want.
that's like the NFL too. Like they switched up the format and made it more flag football because y'all ain't playing no defense no way. All these high scoring. I mean, I understand it's a bunch of all stars and stuff, but y'all high scoring for what? At some point, I know offense fills the stands, but at some point, defense is what we want to see. We want to see it. We want to see competitiveness, and y'all just not giving us that.
Not, guys, I just don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I hope the dunk contest. I hope this is entertaining. It just better be a lot better than last year, because I didn't even watch it. I don't even think I did watch it, to be honest.
I think the All Star Weekend lost. As I became an adult, it lost steam. When I was a kid, I used to love tuning in, but as an adult, I don't know. Maybe I just lost. I don't know if it's the culture. I don't know if it's the culture where it's went, or just me having more mature aspect outlook on the game. But I say 17ish, 17ish on down. Yeah, I love the All Star game. Post 17, yeah, you could kick rocks.
Yeah, not really feeling it.
It could really kick rocks.
All right, let's get into our next topic. The WNBA CBA negotiations are still underway. This past Monday, they had another meeting, and they met for about 3 hours, and something that was helpful. There's some movement. There's some moving of the needle here. I'm going to go over a couple things that was in the summary for the proposal. So, significant increased player salaries tied to revenue growth. First class travel in and out for all teams. Higher annual salary increases in a multi-year contract. Increased salary cap. I think they're trying to increase it to $5 million. Some of the crazy ones they are taking out. They're taking out marijuana testing. So smoke your dope, people. Complimentary all-star tickets. Complimentary all-star tickets for all players. That's ridiculous. Because what? Free WNBA League Pass. That's ghetto. Because when will they have time to watch the games? And why would they need you to pay? What are some other things that were just egregious? I think that was it. I don't feel like it was enough, but they're trying. There's progress. Some of the people that were in the meetings are happy and said that it was helpful, that they're moving in the right direction. So We'll see, because I think the season starts in less than 100 days. The schedule's already released. The draft should be, what, next month or two? I just don't
Yeah,
know. Why is it so hard to pay what these women are owed? Why are we having to go into these negotiations like this? This is ridiculous.
I don't understand. Maybe they're trying to boo them up, but if they don't play, you don't get paid,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
and
they're
they
missing
realize
that
that.
concept.
They realize that. They realize we're gonna play and get paid regardless. We just not finna play under the moniker of the WNBA. But if we don't play for you guys, you're gonna be the ones losing out. So we're showing you we're gonna still play ball.
Right. Because I guarantee Unrivaled is thinking of ways that they can extend the season. So, keep playing if you want to. Shall see. I think they'll learn. You know what's crazy? It's women on women violence. Because there's a lot, isn't there a lot of women in the front office or no? If it's not, then these men don't understand you don't mess with a woman and her money.
Apparently they don't understand that. Apparently they understand that you don't argue with women kind of sort of period because you're gonna lose. It's just not what this half of the species should do with the other half of the species. You're meant to collaborate. And I think I believe it's a lot more women at the forefront, but then I know they are a sister child, however you say it, to the NBA, and that's men. So, money's going to be lost on investor end. I just wonder, do they think they're going to lose by more money by giving in to their demands, or do you think you're going to lose more money by them not playing?
Right. Because I don't think you
Which
want to
one's
see what a
like
shutout
make it
looks
make
like.
sense? You might lose, and you might lose on the initial go round because it's just now getting to start. But if you give them what they desire, do you see how much they're campaigning and advertising and social media with just the other leagues they're doing? You give them what they want, they do that for you, and again, you might take that initial loss. Maybe every business year one you take loss, year two you'll see a surplus because you'll have more engagement, more audience. But I don't know. I think people get degrees for no reason.
It just don't make sense. You know, and
It's
to be
stupid.
honest, people
It's stupid.
cheat their way through college. Let's be real. C's get degrees. You have a degree don't mean you're smart and educated.
It's either that or you just feel entitled and you just feel like you're gonna bully your way to what you want.
And you know what? It ain't us. So,
That's the thing. It ain't us.
mm,
It's we are not Vikings. We do not take.
you do not take.
We do
My
not
goodness.
take.
No. All right, let's get into our last topic. This one's juicy. Darryn Peterson versus AJ Dybansta. So, this is the college season's most talked about college prospect duel because it's like the number one versus number two. But it has kind of shifted a little bit when BYU played Kansas because Kansas dominated BYU. Some analysts said that they felt Peterson outshined Dybansta with an aggressive offensive showing. But people were questioning how come Peterson didn't play the whole game. During that game, Peterson averaged 18 points. He got 18 points that game. He played for 20 minutes. AJ Dybansta got 17 points. He played for 34 minutes. So is him not playing as many minutes really the issue? Because look what he did with his minutes. Darryn Peterson is averaging 21 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's only played 10 out of the 20 games, either due to availability or health issues. Dybansta has played every single game this season. So my question is for Peterson, are they just like preserving him to go all out during March Madness? What's going on?
Well, nowadays players are more vocal about their health, which is a good thing. They can't just dope me back up, shoot me up, and send me back out there no more. I have a career and a future to think about. That could be the issue. The way they was doing BYU in the beginning, did I need to play the second half? Did I need to play the second half? I fell asleep watching the game because I was like, "There's no."
Not asleep.
Me personally, I'm like, Dybansta, you feel? I'm with him. I'm so excited because I know it's gonna be a decent game. Well, I thought it was gonna be a decent game, and I'm like, Dybansta. I wouldn't be. I'm more of a Dybansta guy, I guess, because of the play style. However, I'm not biased toward either one. I just took my pick in Dybansta. I feel like he came out soft that game. Richie Saunders, dog though, but he came out soft that game. And Darryn Peterson, we seen what they talked about. He has a killer's mentality. He get down for mid range, 3-ball. I'm getting to the paint. I filled up the scoring column, which y'all know is what I do, and I did it in a half. I sat the whole second half, and they barely covered the spread. No, they didn't cover the spread because the spread opened up at 4.5, like about 4.5-ish. Me personally, I bumped the 10, but still, they still, if I still feel you can't go wrong with either one. It's just know what you're getting into by choosing Darryn Peterson. You see what's going on. So if you drafted me, I want to sit a few games. That's your fault, because he's showing you what he will do, or what. And it might not be him. It might be the Kansas. It might be the Kansas team. But I'm going to lead more toward by players being more vocal nowadays. He might have just felt like it wasn't what it was. Dybansta, I need to see more physicality from you because they were pretty physical with you. You trying to get to the paint, swat. You trying to back your way down and post up, not. Yeah, I need you to get more physical at your size, partner.
Yeah. We'll see, honestly, because some people, kick it up during the tournament, so.
They do. And if he does kick it up during the tournament, he might overtake him. But right now, I still think they'll go Darryn Peterson number one because, like I said, I bank more on the fact of he might have just, hey, we up by this much. Y'all know what's going on. I've been nipped up. Let me sit. This, that, then the third. But there's still the aspect of the team could have held them out. And if they held them out, but you still, regardless of the fact you did this in a half against competition, because this was competition. This was competition. This was a rivalry game in a sense because of the draft positioning. And you outshined your competition. You came to play your best game.
Mm-hmm.
In a half. You can't overlook that, man. The potential of the player. You can't overlook that. I outdid you in a half a play. Like you didn't, Mr. Dybansta, you didn't go get no rebounds. You didn't go get no rebounds. There was no assists. So we could only pour, like you had 1 and 1. We got to look sorely at the scoring. It took you all game to get that, and it took him a half to get that. You can't overlook that. You can't overlook that. You just hope you just cross your fingers and say, stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably gonna go number one.
I agree. Alrighty, let's get into our last segment called Nah, That Ain't It. And this is something that you picked. So the topic is Reggie Miller comparing Caitlin Clark to Peyton Pritchard.
That reminds you of the young lady to your right.
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle the basketball. He makes big shots when the shot clock's running down, a lot like this young lady right here.
Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
And why you think so?
You got to see the video and how he came off. I don't think he intentionally meant to come off, and in his defense, I think he was talking more of the shooting prowess. Peyton Pritchard is a decent shooter. Like off platform, spot up. Peyton Pritchard can flat out shoot. Caitlin Clark can too. Mm-hmm. Now, but you didn't specify. You chalked it up and said game. And that's where the internet buzzed. And then her face. Her
Yeah,
face says, nah, that ain't it.
her reaction was like, "How dare you?" Because I read the comments and people were saying that they feel like she should be compared to Steph Curry, but I honestly don't think there's any NBA player that you can really compare her to, and vice versa. Like NBA player can't be really compared game wise to WNBA because I feel like it's a little different. I don't feel like either anybody plays like anyone. You know, everybody has their. I can't really compare her to anybody in NBA. Like I don't.
That's fair. That's an honest assessment. That's
Mhm.
because they're the same. I mean, they're two different. They're not two different games, but it's hard to assess. It's hard to assess a woman's game to a man's game and vice versa.
Right.
However, if you were to draw similarities or draw a comparison, pretty much more yeah, if you were to do it like that, it wouldn't be Peyton Pritchard. Her impact on the game could be like if you say the impact on the game, it's Stephen Curry, like because it sparks the run. Not that's I can't say not saying Peyton Pritchard doesn't spark runs, but the big shot and to get the team going off the big shot, that's Curry, that's Caitlin Clark.
But I feel like with the Warriors, they're not good without Steph, right? Indiana Fever has shown that they're pretty good without Caitlin. And without her being on the floor, I still feel like they're a dominant team. But when she's on the floor, no doubt, she's great, you know? But I don't really see her shooting the tray ball like that, like Steph Curry does. Or
You made
just
a very valid point.
because I feel like impact as bringing more eyes to the game. Steph Curry definitely brought a different level because he's one of the greatest shooters of all time. And Caitlyn definitely brought a new fan base. But when she's not on the floor, they be good still.
You are
So
right about that. Like that was a spot on take. They still win,
mm,
and I feel like the Boston Celtics would still be effective if they would have effectiveness minus Peyton Pritchard. So it's a fair assessment. So it's kind of, but I mean, like I say, I can see where Reggie was going because
yeah.
it's just it was because he was talking about shooting.
Mhm.
He was talking about shooting, but it was the choice of words and the sequence of what you said, and then it is her reaction. That's what makes it
Makes it
priceless.
bad,
'Cause
honestly.
she was just what?
And her eyes kept blinking a lot.
Yeah, like just I have to process this.
Yeah, like what did he just say?
Caitlin
Did he
Clark
just
is
call me?
synonymous to Peyton Pritchard.
It's like, did he just call me the B word? Like, what are we doing? Like, he just disrespected me a little bit. What?
I just feel like that was disrespect, and it definitely starts off as disrespect because you're comparing male to female. Don't you know we're in the middle of contract negotiations?
Right. This is not the day, like, time to be asking these questions.
This is not the time to be making these kind of assumptions and statements, sir. You lucky you Reggie.
Right.
You
You're
lucky you
lucky
Reggie.
you're Reggie Miller.
Cause that's true. Cause that's like saying Dominique Malagas is synonymous to Victor Wembanyama or Angel Reese, not Angel Reese, but AJ Wilson is who's a great synonymous to who's a great post player of today, like Giannis. Like
I was gonna say maybe Giannis is a good.
yeah, the game's different because, like I say, AJ has a different touch. Like I understand her paint dominance She has paint dominance like Giannis, but her outside and inside the women's game, her outside touch is a little different than his. I would trust her with that little 17 to 18 foot jumper more than I would trust him. Just saying. Like that's you can to have. It's like in school. There's a difference between same and similar. Word choicing is everything. There's a difference between same and similar. Because to say it may be a square, but it's not a rectangle. But it's still a quadrilateral. Kind of get what I'm saying? Like it's a quadrilateral. It has four sides. It's just not. It could be a diamond. It could be a square. It could be a rhombus. So when you're making similarities and when you're making comparisons, point out the similarities and don't say as the same. And I think that's where Reggie went. That's where it all went left, and the eyes went to blinking.
Right. He really should have went into detail. I don't know.
I mean, he did. It was just
Maybe more detail.
Yeah. I don't think you should have. I really don't think you should have just compared. They should have just compared them, because Caitlin Clark got a fan base like the Beehive. They will come for you.
Who you telling? It's crazy.
They will come for you, Reggie. You might have to get Cheryl to defend you for this.
I don't know. Hopefully they don't get any more outlandish questions when these ladies are guest commentating on during these games and stuff. So
I think it's just begun. Just because the media and people are going to look for stuff.
that is true.
The way to find the next viral post or the next meme is everything. They caught Candace Parker looking at LeBron James. They caught her looking at LeBron James and was like, look at the way she's looking at him. I didn't. As I'm watching the game, I didn't think that's just like you had an empty thought. Then just like you just spaced out. Just so happy your eyes is at LeBron.
Right. It could be they thinking about something else. It's just their eyes are locked in.
Right. Just happened. The play just brought LeBron that way.
Right.
Man, listen, the internet is undefeated.
Undefeated. I love it. I love it so much. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune in every week. New episodes on Thursday. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that alert button so you can be notified every time we have a new episode. Have a good one.